everyone, and welcome to the Music Box Online. My name is Tammy and I'm the founder, and today I'll be showing you how to use various annotation functions to annotate and share these music scores with your students. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I've already kind of started a Zoom session with my P student in the other studio room. So this is just to give you an idea of what it looks like when in the classroom with another student. Okay, so let's go ahead and put them at the side. Now, I'm going to show you, three main methods of annotating your scores. The first would be using an iPad. The second would be using Preview on a Mac. And the third would be using the annotation functions in Zoom. Now, you can obviously use a combination of all the methods above, but I'm just giving you three different ways to go about doing it. Now, for the first method, let's check out the iPad. Now, this is going to be pretty straightforward. Let me just try to show you. Oh, I wonder if I can actually do... Yeah, I can. So first, start off with screen share, and this window is going to pop up. Now, you have to click on iPhone/iPad via Airplay. If you haven't already done this, they're going to prompt you to install a plugin, which would take like literally 3 seconds. Once you do that, you can share. And then on your iPhone or iPad, connect to the Wi-Fi that you're on, which is clearly this one. Tap screen mirroring. How do you find that? So you just swipe it down from the top right corner of the screen, and then you can choose Zoom Tammy's MacBook Pro from the screen mirroring options. So I'm going to do that right now. Ta-da! Yay! So it's already shared. As you can tell, the Zoom interface kind of changed. My student and I, our cameras or our windows have kind of like been minimized in a little bit and put into the corner for easy viewing. And now you are seeing, and they are seeing my my iPad screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up Fourscore, and this is something that I use fairly often to annotate and teach. I would say it's also very useful for gigging musicians. Sometimes you can purchase or download preset like fake books, sheet music for theater or pop music, and this is going to help you have easy reference to your music scores when you're playing gigs. So let's take a look at this fireworks score that I already kind of annotated. So with Fourscore, I like how responsive it is. Especially when I'm doing this mirror thing. What I can do and show you how to annotate is using some of their tools. So in the top right hand corner, if you click that, you're going to see annotate. You're going to see links, buttons, all these things. I'm going to go ahead and click annotate, and there's a whole bunch of options are showing right here. Just going to have to move this out of the way. So I have the ability to choose from different either preset or customized options. So I remember creating this little yellow highlight so that I can just highlight stuff like that. I can also adjust. Let's say I want this blue line to be a little thicker or thinner. I can do that. I can also change the color if I wanted to. So it's quite flexible, and I can zoom in super close and write a lot of detailed work in. So that I can maybe say, maybe not for this page. Let's try a different page. Something like that, drawing arrows, right? Da, and then after my left hand, go to my right hand. Da-da, back to the left one, da-da, go, da, so on and so forth. And usually this helps my students learn a little bit better. You can also, once you're done with it, export it. So if you click that same button over there, you can share. You can either share an unmodified PDF file or an annotated PDF file. So usually I send the annotated version. It'll create a file for me, and I can just simply hit email and send it to whoever I want to send it to. Okay? So I'm not going to do that right now. And that's pretty much it. As you can see, I have a ton of different scores in the past that I have, uploaded. Oh, and how to import, I forgot to mention. You can either import it from various sources, I believe from iCloud, from your desktop. But for me, I actually import it from Dropbox, because that's where I keep all my scores. Now with Dropbox, it's a little trickier to access. I think Fourscore did something to their interface to change that. In the past, I could have just easily accessed it from where I was before, but over here, if I click on that same thing, I can go to services, and I already have linked up my Dropbox, but you can always add a new connection depending on your a new folder or whatever, depending on settings. You can just play around with it and find whatever you need. Okay, so after that you can just let's say I want to import this box little credit views. As you can tell, I just tapped on it and it already imported it. Hit done, go back to the left hand corner here, and you can see it's right there. Ta-da! And has all these wonderful bug preludes that we can practice. Okay, so that is it for the iPad method. Let me go ahead and stop the screen share and put my iPad aside. Alright, so that is one method of doing it. Another alternative method is actually using Quicktime. I think most devices would be able to do, most iPhone and iPad devices would be able to do the method I just mentioned, but just in case you can't, what you can do, connect your iPad to your computer. Let me see, is it connected? Maybe it's the other way. Okay, and then you open up Quicktime. Oops, it detected my iPad. You open up Quicktime, close this. What you can do is go to File, New Movie Recording, and you see it kind of loads a, oh, it already connected my iPad. That's nice. But usually in the what I call the default setting, usually would be something like your FaceTime camera. It's going to be smaller. So if you see this, what you can do, whoopsies, simply click on the arrow on the side and go to, I would say, Tammy's iPad. And within a few seconds, you're going to be able to see my iPad pop up. Please work, please work. Oh, because it's not working right now. There we go. Ta-da! It's showing. Come on, baby, work for mama. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the bug prelude is just where we left off. Nice. So this is another method of screen sharing or of annotating. How you could do that was, do the same thing. Screen share. This time, instead of Airplay, you can go to QuickTime Player and then just go ahead and do exactly the same things what you did. Whee! Okay. So that is the QuickTime method. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my thing, stop the screen share. So another method of annotating is using preview. So how do I go about doing that? Let's open up the score on my Finder. I usually have my scores. Let's see, maybe I want to look at, I don't know, something easy. Maybe Are You Sleeping? I prepared a little worksheet. Nah, okay, right here. Actually, you know what? Let's open up the worksheet, since I already kind of pre-populated it. Alright, so clearly it has some stuff written on it. Let's say I've been teaching, blah, blah, blah. I want to share my screen, with my student. Again, hit screen share, preview, Are You Sleeping? And now Are You Sleeping has popped up. Very shaka, right? So how do I actually start writing in this? My writing is absolutely horrendous in this. I promise it's improved. This was one of the first times I was playing around with annotation. So check this out. On the right corner of the screen, show markup tool. There's a ton of different options for you. You can have the pen, you can have a text tool, you can change the color of it, you can change the fill of the boxes even, like if I want to make this like a yellow box or something, corner, whatever. So tons of different things you can do over here. Usually I just stick with the pen tool or the text tool. So let's say I wanted to say, I want to write here, C-D-E-C, another C, C-D. See, I told you my writing's improved. Ta-da! Right? So on and so forth. So this is something that you can play around with. Your student will see you actively write on the score. And that's how you use preview. Okay? So now the third method is actually using the annotation function within Zoom. So I'm going to go ahead one more time. Let me close this for clarity purposes. I will look for my theory exercise here. Shout out to Making Music Fun. They actually have a lot of cool exercises that I've personally downloaded and used in my classes, one of which is something like that, teaching students about note values. It's like math basically, right? So I go ahead, share screen once again, and over here my students get really excited because they know they can actually start filling in the worksheet because of the Zoom annotation function down here. Ta-da! So what you can do is you can literally write like 1 plus 1 is 2, and have them respond to the questions too. You can ask them, hey, can you write the answers? 2, 3, 6 or whatever. Now the only thing I don't quite like is is like when you scroll down, do you see how the numbers kind of move with the page? Yeah, I wish there was a way to make them more like static and on the document, but it's screen share annotation. You're writing on the screen. So anyways, you can go ahead and also type it. Let's say you wanted to type 6 or something. I do find it a little iffy because I sometimes write really out of line, or not out of line. It's not the most accurate in terms of placement, I guess. There are other things that you can do. There are stamps. I don't really use the stamps. I find them a little distracting. Like the kids will be like, oh my gosh, I want a stamp too. And then it gets messy and the class goes crazy. You can always clear the drawings, or you can save it, as an image or a PDF, and that'll end up in your Zoom folder on your documents. So that's kind of nice because it saves this and you can send it off to them after class. If you need to clear it, just clear it, and you can stop screen share. Now, one last thing I wanted to share, I guess this is like method number 4 or 5 by now, don't really know, is the whiteboard function. Now, I find this very, very useful. Oh, in fact, I was actually teaching a class just before. Okay, so let me just show you how I kind of did that. So, what you can do is, like I said earlier, you can use the drawing function, whee, right? You can also use a text function, hello. And like what I did there earlier, sometimes I use this as an activity for us to learn sight reading or learn notes. So I just use the pen or the draw function, pick the straight line. Obviously I draw maybe just one staff for now. You can actually squeeze 2 staffs in here, but it might be a bit too cramped. And then I draw the treble clef. Whee! Oh, no, Tammy. You can do better than that. Woo! Right? And then you can have like, today we're going to learn about line notes or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's say I accidentally drew one a little too round, I can just adjust it a little bit. I can put text and put like, this is E, this is G, and then move them around a little bit, like this or something. I can get my students to answer questions. I can get them to draw. So it's pretty interactive and pretty fun. And this is one of the functions I like, a lot. And obviously you can save it as PNG or a PDF and email it to them later. Wow. Okay. So apart from this, I think that's about it. Phew. This is a long video. I hope you guys found this helpful. Oh, there's my student again, I guess. I hope you find this helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And I will see you guys later. Good luck.